True dominion is forged in the intellect, not in the might of legions, wealth, or honors. A feeble intellect shall undermine even the most formidable physique. A mind tempered by discipline possesses the power to govern empires. Machiavelli held a deep skepticism towards the whims of emotion. He perceived instruments to be wielded against adversaries, yet perpetually denied the autonomy to govern one's own fate. Individuals who allowed their passions, affections, or trepidations to dictate their course are mere instruments of manipulation. Those who sever these ties attain dominion. The world remains indifferent to the fervor of your efforts or the extent of your prowess. It bestows favor upon those who perceive the world in its true form, frigid, relentless, yet brimming with prospects, for those audacious enough to grasp them. This matter transcends the mere pursuit of motivation. Inspiration serves only the masses. This is concerning the attainment of invulnerability. One shall cultivate the fortitude of one's mind, refine your discernment, and exert dominion. Entirely immerse yourself such that no other can rival your essence. Ever shall. The majority shall remain oblivious to this path. They are excessively gentle, overly eager for approval. However, should you remain in this presence, know that you are among the few, not the many. Individuals, demonstrate your claim with undeniable evidence. Bestow your favor upon this video. Enlist and demonstrate to the world that you are resilient enough to navigate the challenges that lie ahead. Weakness finds its roots not in the flesh, but in the mind. It commences within the depths of one's intellect, the initial link that what ensnares you remains unseen, the necessity of existence, embraced, sanctioned, and lauded. This is the narrative that Machiavelli would impart. You shall yield first, for it serves your purpose. Foreseeable, and those who are predictable are easily manipulated. Observe your surroundings keenly. Many individuals exist as mere pawns in the grand game of life, captives who remain blissfully unaware of their confinement. They fret over the affections of others who trails behind them, murmuring secrets in the shadows. Each action they undertake is governed by the shadow of dread, of forfeiting favor. Yet, the quest for approval remains devoid of value. It is a means of restraint, and whosoever possesses it governs you. Machiavelli imparted wisdom that a ruler must first govern his own heart. He commands the allegiance of others. That signifies severing ties. Each mental bond that diminishes your discernment. Cease your yearning for approval. Cease allowing the judgments of others. Command your emotions. As soon as you cease in your quest for validation, you render yourself subservient, perilous. Contemplate, if you will. Do you express your true convictions, or do you merely speak to please the ears of others? What is it that the masses anticipate to be conveyed? Will you make a selection? Will you carve your own destiny, or shall you linger in anticipation? Is it wise to seek admiration prior to taking your next step? Indecision. Each concession is merely another step into the abyss. Bind. Upon obliterating this vulnerability, individuals perceive it keenly. They perceive that you are not to be underestimated. Enticed by flattery or dominated by disgrace, they may harbor disdain for you, and that is the crux of the matter. Machiavelli cautioned that it is far more prudent to inspire fear than to seek affection, for love is bestowed without constraint and relinquished willingly. Yet, trepidation finds its foundation in deference. When your intellect ceases its relentless pursuit, affection wields a power that demands respect, yet it does so without overt displays. Inquiring, shattering the bonds of your mind is not merely a matter of embracing folly. It concerns the art of transformation. Invulnerable, the views of others ought to be regarded as mere tools, to be wielded or discarded as one sees fit. The breath of nature. One senses its presence, yet it remains ever still. Thou, upon attaining this condition, 1. Start to perceive the remarkable ease with which individuals can be manipulated. Driven by their insatiable appetite for endorsement, one shall encounter associates, hungry for acknowledgement, rulers, fearful of reproach, allies yielding, adapt themselves to the prevailing circumstances, and in doing so, ascend to greater heights, surpassing all others due to the weight of their bonds. Remain unscathed while yours are in disarray. fragmented upon the ground, yet refrain from. Anticipate accolades for this remarkable metamorphosis. Individuals shall harbor resentment towards your liberty, for it reveals their subjugation. They shall summon. You exhibit a chilling demeanor, an air of superiority, and a willingness to act without mercy. Excellent. Allow them to voice their thoughts. Machiavelli would indeed. Consider this a clear indication that you have transcended your previous state, subjugated to their will. The initial triumph is not against the realm itself. It is time to relinquish your self-importance. Eliminate your desire for approval, and you shall conquer. The initial vulnerability that befalls every sovereign, combatant, and strategist must conquer. It is only through such cunning that one may commence the art of molding the very fabric of existence, rather than allowing it to dictate their form. Many individuals exist as mere quarry, vulnerable and easily ensnared. They observe with keen eyes. The realm is fraught with dangers, each maneuver calculated to evade peril. Observed with the desire to evade selection as the objective. In every instance, their initial consideration: what if I falter in my endeavors? What if one were to contemplate the myriad possibilities that lie before us, each choice a potential path to power or ruin? The art of strategy demands that we consider every angle, every consequence. For in the game of life, fortune favors the cunning. Does someone dare to cast judgment upon me? What if I falter? Such a notion is the whisper of the hunted, a mind meticulously shaped to respond, not to initiate. Machiavelli held a profound disdain for such a mindset, for it exposes you to the perils of those who dare to take the initial step shall find themselves in a position of advantage. A cunning hunter seeks no approval, does not succumbs to the weight of adversity, nor does it. Do not squander your precious moments fretting over the approval of others. A cunning predator advances with calculated intent. To contemplate, like a cunning predator, one must meticulously hone their skills. Consider posing alternative inquiries. In what realm? What lies beneath the weight of strength, revealing the vulnerability that can be exploited? What shall I seize? In what manner? Shall I act swiftly before the eyes of others can perceive my intentions? Commencement? This does not imply yielding, foolhardy or ruthless. It signifies the art of transformation, calculated, rather than remaining passive and observing the unfolding of events in the world. How you choose to be treated is entirely within your grasp. Manipulate the world. Observe the manner in which individuals navigate the realms of commerce and governance. Indeed, personal relationships, many falter in their resolve. They engage in excessive contemplation. They bide their time to allow another to take the initiative, and by the moment they choose to respond, the chance has slipped away, never to return. It is wise to heed the counsel of Machiavelli. Leaders must seize the moment with unwavering resolve when destiny presents its opportunities. Unlocks a threshold not to linger in the shadows, weighing the merits of their worthiness for admission. A predator's intellect is one of initiative, not responsive. It examines the domain extensively. Prior to the assault, it discerns the intricacies of patterns, vulnerabilities, and prospects of rivals. Miss because they are too busy worrying concerning their own interests. And when the opportune moment, when the moment to act arises, it advances with stealth. Indecision breeds weakness. This mindset governs all matters. Your ambitions, your alliances, your aspiration. Stop asking what if I fail and start inquiring about the consequences of inaction. One must ponder the fate that befalls those who dare not venture forth. What rewards lie beyond the threshold of effort, forever unattainable to the timid? What is it that you seek? What transpires should I permit one of lesser strength to assume control? What might have rightfully belonged to me? Such trepidation must propel you with greater fervor than any defeat ever could. Might. Yet, herein lies the crux. Distinction. A true predator remains composed. It indeed does. Do not charge recklessly towards its objective. It meticulously assesses. It lurks in the shadows, and it selects with cunning precision the opportune instant. This is the realm of the mind. Discipline is of paramount importance. Should you permit wrath or desperation propels you forward, clouding your judgment, Emulate the cunning of a predator and adopt a mindset that reflects such strategic thinking. Pray again, chasing instead of choosing. Fortune, as Machiavelli posited, bestows her blessings upon those who seize the moment. Audacious, yet audacity devoid of prudence, is a most tragic end. One must cultivate the practice of motion, advance while others falter, yet ever, with calculated intent. One must exercise discretion in the pursuit of one's aims, for not every target warrants the blow of one's hand. Deliver your blow with precision. The endeavors deserving of pursuit. Refrain from pursuing each chance that presents itself. Claim only that which fortifies your position. Advantage. Individuals shall become aware when you commence the contemplation of this perspective. They shall perceive it as they occupy themselves with their trivial concerns. To be scrutinized is to find oneself already at a disadvantage, for you are but 3 steps behind in the game of perception. Advances with calculated precision, though they harbor trepidation towards embracing peril, you have already ventured forth, strategically placed yourself to seize the incentive. This engenders a subtle yet formidable influence. Others are compelled to align themselves with your guidance because your path appears to be well charted, a testament to your foresight. Above all, the cunning do not justify their actions. They offer no justification. Their aspiration, their strategies, or their triumphs, they maneuver with calculated precision, and the world bends to their will, modifies. Should one aspire to attain mental fortitude, it is perilous to reveal your intentions. Cease the dissemination of your strategies. Cease your incessant quest for validation and put an end to it, awaiting the moment when another shall bestow upon you the signal of opportunity. One bestows upon oneself authorization, none but oneself. Machiavelli's The Prince comprehended that indecision is demise. Thus, it is imperative that you do so. Eliminate the target, the mindset that resides within you. Substitute trepidation with calculation, indecision in action, and rationalizations accompanied by outcomes. When one adopts the mindset of a predator, the world ceases to present itself as a menace and begins to resemble a vast expanse, unguarded and ripe for exploitation, of prospects poised for your cunning grasp. Those individuals' visible strength is the essence of true power that may be thwarted. Machiavelli grasped this with greater clarity than anyone. A ruler who reveals every facet of his intentions when laid bare often summon the specter of resistance. A formidable combatant, he who reveals his armaments unveils his intentions. Adversaries, the hour has come for strategic preparation. Genuine authority conceals itself amidst the obvious. Serene, composed, and undervalued, many individuals commit the grave error of displaying their sentiments and aspiration. They seek acknowledgement for every maneuver they execute. They proclaim to the world what they are scheming, believing this will cultivate their reverence. In truth, it merely provides others with the blueprint to navigate their ambitions, to undermine their efforts. Should you aspire to attain mental prowess, indomitable, one must master the art of concealment, the realm of your innermost thoughts. Psychological subterfuge ensures that one remains perpetually unseen, truly comprehends the depths of your thoughts, emotion, or scheming. One must engage in rigorous training, present an exterior of tranquility, even when turmoil brews within, enraged, assured in your stance, ambivalent and apathetic in your demeanor, profoundly captivated. When individuals find themselves unable perceive you, they cannot dominate you. Contemplate of the dominion inherent in this. When others find themselves in their fury, they unleash a tempest of wrath. All behold their vulnerability. In moments of fury, one reveals. Silence prevails. When the masses are aflame with enthusiasm, they unveil their desires and potential. Exploited. In moments of fervor, one behaves as though all is but a fleeting shadow, devoid of true significance. This instills fear in the hearts of many, for it renders you an enigma. Machiavelli counseled sovereigns to present themselves noble in appearance yet cunningly maneuvering in their self-serving ambition. One may employ the identical approach. Adopt a guiding tenet for your mindset. Manifest, unassuming, compliant, and seemingly innocuous. Within, you are meticulously assessing every. Individuals find solace in the presence of one who appears deceptively simple to comprehend. They diminish the sentinel, imparting knowledge, revealing you their vulnerabilities. As the hour approach when they understand that you possess complexities beyond their comprehension, it appears the hour has grown too late for contemplation. This is not concerning the art of deception. It concerns mastering the art of disclosure. One must take the reins of destiny into their own hands. What the masses perceive, rather than the turmoil within. One may find amusement in the art of scheming. One possesses the capability to act, affirm with a nod, even as you harbor dissent. One possesses the ability to act, feign enthusiasm while remaining utterly indifferent. Each response transforms into a deliberate act, an act of deliberate selection, rather than an unbidden revelation. The greater the rigor of your facade, the more individuals often fail to recognize your true potential. Moreover, to underestimate is to invite one's own downfall, for it is among the gravest of errors. Benefits in existence. Machiavelli would impart, it is significantly simpler to vanquish an adversary who underestimates your capabilities. Allow them to perceive you as innocuous, preoccupied, or unsuspecting. In contrast, you stand poised, amassing influence, strategizing your advance. Yet, there exists an additional veil. Deception shields you from assaults. In the absence of others, understands your sensitivities, they are powerless. Incite your ire, when none are privy to your intentions. Affection, they cannot sway you. When none understands your vulnerabilities, yet they hold no power over you. Your thoughts, shrouded in secrecy, serve as an impregnable stronghold. Without barriers, engage in this in every engagement. When an individual inquires about your schemes, demand a response that articulates. Silence reigns. When an individual seeks to provoke ire, bestow upon them the gift of silence. When an individual receive the accolades with a composed demeanor, devoid of any overt display of pride, revealing your true sentiments. With each act of this nature, you diminish their control over you. In due course, individuals cease endeavoring to exert dominion over you entirely for the sake of advantage. They remain perplexed, unable to discern the precise point of leverage. You transform into an enigma, for it is the enigma that cultivates intrigue. Respect. The astute observer understands that uncertainty is a manifestation of authority. Individuals dread that which they remain oblivious to the future. The objective is clear-cut, be readily accessible, yet utterly unattainable. Comprehend. Allow your emotions to be your instruments of power. In the shadows, let their truths remain concealed. To unveil them in the light of day is to invite ruin. Allow your aspiration to navigate the shadows, not merely as a standard to be brandished. By the time, should anyone come to comprehend the grand design you are orchestrating, it is already concluded and beyond reproach. To master the art of psychological disguise is not concerning the artifice of existence. It pertains to the essence of being, master of your own thoughts. And when none possess the ability to decipher the thoughts that dwell within your mind, such a power is beyond their reach. Bind it. The masses, in their quiet desperation, yearn to be cast aside. They seek compassion when they to falter, to offer solace in their moments of vulnerability, and applause bestowed upon those who merely withstand. Yet, Machiavelli perceived this desire as venomous. Intentions linger, for pity invites disdain. Pity serves as a beacon for the cunning. Those who inspire are seldom granted the respect they deserve. A formidable intellect does not plead for. Comprehension reigns supreme. It seizes the focus of all. It emanates a presence that proclaims, I do not. I require your assistance. Your assistance is unnecessary. Benevolence. And I shall not yield to your judgment. Such an aura, when authentic, yields a creation of immeasurable worth. Then love. Fear. The astute Machiavelli famously penned, it is more prudent to inspire fear than cherished. The masses often misconstrue this as a summons to ruthlessness. It is not merely about intimidating those around you. It is about ascending, so resolute, so impervious that none challenges the boundaries of your resolve. When one's intellect is rigorously governed, one achieves. Do not allow your emotions to dictate your actions. You must remain composed, entreat for acknowledgement, and that composure, self-command disturbs the equilibrium of those around you. They understand that their attempts to influence you are futile. Exaggerated praise, manipulation of conscience, or intimidation. Contemplate the individuals you have encountered who appear impervious to disturbance. They seldom elevate their tones, yet when they articulate, all heed the words spoken. They refrain from boasting about. They do not possess strength, they merely cast its shadow. Such is the essence of mental acuity. Formidable. To cultivate such a mindset, one must eradicate all traces of desperation. Conceal your desires for validation from others, affection, nor the concept of equity. Refrain from contending for. Your value is to be showcased through unwavering resolve. Degrading oneself to plead. Should one find themselves disrespected, it is prudent to refrain from an explosive reaction. Fury. Do not lament for fairness. Merely retract your support, your company, or your collaboration shall be observed, and they will sense the defeat. The cunning strategist counseled rulers to swiftly exact retribution for treachery while bestowing favor upon loyalty. Foster loyalty with calculated intent, devoid of sentimentality. Impose this upon your own intellect. Withhold your generosity. Grant others unfettered access to your presence. Refrain from doing so. Extend boundless clemency. Render your tolerance a scarce commodity, and your boundaries are unyielding. When individuals are aware, one cannot be swayed by mere benevolence, that you shall depart devoid of. In moments of indecision, trepidation takes root, as the specter of loss looms large. Your presence. In this scenario, fear serves as a potent tool, not merely about instilling fear in others. It is concerning the foundation of a psychological. The burden of weight is palpable. It reveals itself in moments of inability. Manipulate you when they lack the means. Anticipate your reaction. They draw near, with prudence, with deference, for the understanding that to challenge you carries significant consequences, repercussions. Juxtapose this with the mindset of those who implore for comprehension. They display their scars with a calculated hope. There exists the possibility that an individual may take an interest, and perchance another might follow suit. Shall endure for a time, yet ultimately they are perpetually reliant on the favor of others for their perception of value. The cunning strategist would assert that perilous, should your worth derive from, others possess the power to seize it at any moment. Instead, cultivate your worth, indisputable. Forge your prowess, your unwavering resolve, your mastery over emotions until it transforms, unavoidable to overlook. Permit your quietude. Assert oneself more forcefully than others. Proclaiming, allow your influence to resonate more. The burden of their expectations outweighs their requests. When one finds oneself in such a predicament, to instill dread is to eliminate the notion of choice. You solidify into an unyielding truth, akin to an impregnable stronghold that instills fear in the hearts of would-be assailants. Openly, those who seek to take advantage of those who exhibit frailty shall reconsider their stance, and those who command respect shall inevitably attract strength to their cause. Coalition. Let this not be mistaken for cruelty. A man of ruthless disposition strikes out because he is plagued by insecurity. A man who inspires fear operates with calculation, never born of whim. His true strength manifests not in the clamor of bravado, but in the mastery of restraint. The prince, as envisioned by Machiavelli, required no such necessity. Cherished, for affection is capricious. He merely required to command respect, for it is through fear that one secures authority. The sixth manifestation of reverence. Should you genuinely aspire to cultivate a mindset, beast, cease the display of frailty, cease the allure of sympathy, and commence the rigorous pursuit of mastery. Let your mind stand as an impregnable bastion, a bastion that does not seek the favor of comprehension. It remains resolute amidst the turmoil of others. Devise a cunning strategy for the approach. Power transcends mere titles. It is not the seat of power, a symbol of authority, or an emblem of distinction upon the chest. True authority lies shrouded in secrecy. It is the capacity to manipulate circumstances and individuals to your desires fulfilled unbeknownst to them. It is a truth universally acknowledged that the astute observer understands the intricacies of power. The most cunning among us recognize this fundamental principle. The perilous sovereign is he who refrains. Appear as a mere shadow of nobility. The masses pursue the allure of power, the prestige of status, and the fleeting nature of fame. Acknowledgement. They desire all to behold their triumph. Yet, the instant you desire apparent authority, you bestow upon others an instrument of your demise, their endorsement. They possess the power to seize it. They can manipulate it at will, into reproach, disgrace, or treachery. Power that is apparent is but a delicate facade. The unseen, however, holds true strength. Power manifests in varied forms. It requires no justification. Applause, a force unto itself, requires no sanction. It is the subtlety of power, wielded in shadows, the capacity to maneuver the elements upon the chessboard, without the slightest whisper of your influence being felt. This is what a cunning strategist would deem. True mastery lies in the art of governance, where one wields power without ever revealing their presence. Enthroned. To amass such formidable influence, one must, to matters of utmost importance, mastery of oneself and manipulation of those around you. You have already mastered the art of shattering your mental shackles. To contemplate as a cunning hunter, to veil your intentions. It is now imperative that you master the art of manipulation. The arena, thus compelling others to navigate as you desire. Desire with intent. Leverage is not solely defined by financial means or position as power. Knowledge serves as a tool of influence. Trust is a currency to be carefully managed. Is leverage the undeniable truth that individuals, to maintain an air of composure amidst turmoil, is a virtue that few possess. Exploit. They shall seek your guidance for, provides counsel in times of turmoil. A man who requires no validation, one who operates with exactitude, one who conceals his true motives, emerges as an inherent focal point of influence. Individuals gravitate towards him effortlessly. Understanding the motives behind actions is crucial. The wise Machiavelli cautioned those in power. One must never place complete trust in the whims of affection, for affection is as fickle as the shifting winds. Rather, he counseled the establishment of an esteemed reputation for unwavering strength and resolute decisiveness and dominion. When individuals hold your intellect in higher regard, then they admire your character, thus you prosper. An asset far more challenging to relinquish. Dominion. This is the art of dominion, wielded without the adornment of a crown. One need not seek the accolades of others to wield power. You strategically align yourself such that others conclude. In gatherings, one assumes the role. He who utters the final word is oft the one who truly heeds the counsel of others. Prolonged and delivers its blows with precision when others falter. In the realm of friendships, one must assume the role of the architect, deftly maneuvering through the intricate web of alliances, maintains composure amidst the chaos surrounding others. Sentimental, the lifeline they grasp. In the grand tapestry of existence, it is you who wields the quill of creation, seizes opportunities rather than languishes in anticipation. Yet, take heed the instant you indulge in self-aggrandizement. Concerning your dominion, it diminishes. The instant one must assert their worth, compelling acknowledgement through undeniable evidence of their capabilities. A sovereign who finds it imperative to proclaim his dominion is already plagued by the specter of potential loss. One must always maintain a firm grip on one's ambitions. Let victories remain shrouded in silence, allowing others to harbor their own beliefs. Determine their own fates, and you shall never confront insurrection. When you attain mastery, this mindset, you cease to contend for. Attention is a prize, easily bestowed upon those who know how to seize it. Influence no longer eludes your grasp, it now seeks you out. To you, the necessity of displaying your power manifests in every choice made. One's actions define their essence. An insatiable force, subtle yet formidable. Desperate, yet composed, devoid of warmth. calculated, and invulnerable. You do not merely respond to the world, you mold it to your will. One does not plead for respect, one commands it. Issue your orders discreetly, and you shall not. One must don a crown to assert dominion, for it is only through the possession of true power that one can command respect and influence. It requires no visibility to assert its existence. If you are prepared to cease existing as the hunted and commence the art of molding your dominion as a prince, heed this counsel. The sagacity of Machiavelli is paramount. It holds significance solely when one takes decisive action. Otherwise, it is but a fleeting notion, destined to fade. Your shackles, strategize as a hunter, adorn the veil you wear. Govern your existence without seeking permission, authorization. You have merely traversed the cerebral metamorphosis that the majority of individuals shall not even consider. Let us incinerate it into your memory, ensuring it remains indelibly etched. Waynes, initially you shattered the shackles of your own mind. You ceased to be shackled by the chains of others' validation, acclamation, and the judgments of others. One discovers that the instant one ceases in your quest for approval to ponder, you transform into perilous. Those lacking strength seek affirmation. The formidable individuals extinguish that desire and substitute it with precision. Furthermore, you constructed the cunning of a predator's mind. You forsook the gentle, the submissive disposition of the hunted has been supplanted with a chilling precision and deliberate intent. Aggression. You ceased your flight from challenges emerged, prompting a calculated pursuit for opportunities. One has discerned that true strength is not a matter of fury or disorder. It concerns order, cunning, and the readiness to seize opportunities while others hesitate. Do not falter. Third, you fortified your resolve. You have cultivated the fortitude to withstand. Discomfort serves as a catalyst, compelling one to advance despite the obstacles that lie ahead. All within you urges surrender. You have uncovered that the majority of individuals capitulate under duress, not due to their own volition. Inept, yet due to their deficiency in intellect. Resilience. You resolve to forge yourself into an indomitable force, the one who remains upright while all others falter, otherwise crumbles. Fourth, you have achieved mastery, the art of veiled intentions. One has come to understand that overt power is simple to oppose, yet possesses an unseen power, instills fear in others. You have honed your skills to master your emotions, to display. Nothing shall transpire unless you will it. You have ascended, inaccessible, impervious, a bastion devoid of entryways. Fifth, you mastered the art of governance devoid of a diadem. You unveiled the truth that true power requires no validation, laurels, acclaim, or acknowledgement. Genuine power resides in the shadows. You have ceased pursuing recognition and began to mold the art of positioning oneself to manipulate the perceptions of others. Submit to your will with eagerness, even in moments of uncertainty. Remain oblivious to their own actions. You comprehended that triumph declared prematurely boldly beckons adversaries, yet triumph remains secured. Silence endures indefinitely. All of this converges upon a singular truth. Power is not a gift bestowed upon you. It is an endeavor achieved through the mastery of one's own being. Initially, one might heed the counsel of Machiavelli, who would assert that rulers do not simply receive their titles, they rise from the shadows, forged by ambition and cunning, for they possess the audacity to undertake that which others shall not. Their minds are unyielding forces, desires that remain unaltered, fractured, and schemes that remain concealed from the unobservant, arriving only when the hourglass has run dry. Thus, this is not merely a theoretical construct. Should you implement even a mere sliver of the knowledge you have acquired in this realm, one shall perceive the transformation with remarkable swiftness. Without delay, individuals shall perceive that your dependence has waned. They shall challenge you with diminished frequency, for you cease to respond to every provocation or affront. One shall discover oneself compelled to render choices, swiftly and with assuredness, for you are now liberated from the chains of apprehension regarding discernment. Yet bear this in mind, the world shall not Gratitude is owed for your ascent to power. They shall endeavor to cast you in a disparaging light, affix a label upon you, and manipulate your standing. You concede to their station. That is, for your liberty unveils there. Remain unyielding. Maintain your resolve. Remain shrouded in obscurity when necessary, yet act with unwavering resolve. In moments of significance, steadfast and resolute without exception. This transcends mere ambition. Triumphant, it is a matter of attaining such. The fortitude of the mind is the true architect of success. Unavoidable, you have laid the groundwork. A mind impervious to fracture, a resolve unyielding. Unyielding and formidable, an aura that commands respect, that demands reverence without solicitation. Should you have reached this point, you are, unlike the common multitude. The majority hastily departed, following the initial moments, as they were ill at ease when confronted with the unvarnished reality. Yet you lingered, for you are well acquainted with the allure of ease. Is the adversary, and you stand prepared to take whatever measures are necessary? It requires cunning and strategy to seize control of your own existence. Now is the moment to seize the initiative. Embrace these tenets. Employ them relentlessly each day. Should you desire to continually refine your advantage, to continue to evolve into the individual that none, to wield influence, ensure that you maintain control. Align yourself with our cause. Bestow your approval upon this video, for in doing so, you shall ensure its reach extends to a greater audience. Break free from their shackles, or at the very least, so they understand the hand that severed your ties. The realm shall remain oblivious until we meet again.